Hey guys, that's Crazy Pastor George. Touching bases again. We had a great interview last night on talk show with Mike Adams there last night about NLP and how the indoctrination is done throughout pre-K, kindergarten. Um, it's done in all public schools, and this never good enough had some very interesting links. And so I wanted to use the links, but I wanted to give credit where I was redirected to find these links from. Uh, this is who I got it from, and this was back on November 15th that she posted it. There's a gentleman that I checked his channel out, and we had a discussion, and it's NWO 6 billion to die is what it means. We had our little bit of a tiff there, but God is good in His infinite wisdom, and praise Him that we were able to talk without attacking each other and without attacking each other's belief systems. That's not what we're out here for. We're not out here to attack their belief systems. We're out to reveal the evilness. Because a lot of people are indoctrinated into a belief system versus what it is, and that's faith in God. And that's the only faith that there is. That's the only belief there should be, is that you acknowledge and accept the power of God. And that's the key to it. It's not a system of belief, but an actual acknowledgement and a welcoming of God and acknowledging the power He has. Because all it would take is Him to snap His fingers, or even have a conscious thought to say, "This is it. I'm done." Click, shut it all off. We're gone. if he's I better not. I'm not going to put a questionable there. We know that God is powerful because He's healed too many people. He used, through Jesus, He healed a blind man. He healed 10 lepers. Then He healed another leper. He cast out devils. God then used His power through the disciples to do the same thing. But that's a different subject. I will get back on that subject soon so I can explain the power of God's healing. But we had discussed this last night, and how NLP turns it from God and the focus from God by modeling the wisdom of Jesus. That He used the therapo instead of iomai, which are the two forms of healing that are in the Bible. Iomai being curing, repairing immediately, and that's exerting power thereof, or therapo, which is the placebo effect, using suggestive thought. Well, this is Jesuitism in its finest, guys. It's Jesuitism in its finest. %100% Jesuitism. And if you're looking at things, you got to look at it that way. How are they going to indoctrinate the children? Okay, they're going to indoctrinate them through public education, a Jesuit institute. This is a Jesuit institute. You see it here, kindergartners being passed for sexual education. This was done 2013. This is when this was aired. They don't care that you know it. They have you so brainwashed. You're going to read here, the new policy which the Chicago Board of Education passed Wednesday mandates that a set amount of time be spent on sex education in every grade beginning in kindergarten. Okay, they have the third largest public school system, which records in the county with 431,000 students. It is important that we provide students of all ages with accurate and appropriate information so they can make healthy choices in regard to their social interactions, behaviors, and relationships. Barbara Bird Bennett, CEO of Chicago Public School Systems. What is she, the CEO? There's no longer a superintendent, but a chief executive officer. By implementing a new sexual health education policy, we will be helping them to build a foundation of knowledge that can guide them not just in the pre-adolescent and adolescent years, but throughout their lives. I thought it was our job to teach our children morals. I thought it was our job to guide our children and educate our children on what we would have them learn. And now let's read this next paragraph because this is going to make you sick. Under the new policy, the youngest students, the kindergartners, will learn the basics about anatomy, reproduction, healthy relationships, and personal safety. Okay, that should have been done in junior high. Period mark. Reproduction, healthy relationships, and personal safety. That's called safe sex, guys. But they're doing it a different way, so it sounds good. This is that whole feel good. Let's go ahead and let them do it. Through the third grade, the sex ed lessons will focus on the family, feelings, and appropriate and inappropriate touching. In the fourth grade, students will learn about puberty and HIV. See, now we go into sex. It's okay to have sex. See the humanism in it? It's do what you will mentality. Discussions will advise that the virus cannot be transmitted through everyday contact, such as shaking hands or... But now, if you just keep looking, from the 5th through the 12th, it'll be about reproduction, the transmission, and prevention. Again, they're emphasizing on the curse of homosexuality, which is AIDS. Brother Mike, you were right that that's the curse of immorality and of the wickedness. That's the new Sodom and Gomorrah curse, is AIDS. But this, and they keep repeating AIDS. I've noticed that through all of them, even the NLP papers. Okay, if I go back to the NLP's website, I can show you where he mentions AIDS again, and that he personally witnessed. No actual evidence, no actual documentation that his methods actually cured people of AIDS. Okay, they never cured anybody of anything, but they programmed you to think you're cured. Here we go. Now read this next paragraph because it's pivotal. Guys, look right here. And oh yeah, I'm saving this document, and I'm going to save a screenshot of it. For the first time in Chicago, sex ed instruction will cover sexual orientation and gender identity students. Students will be introduced to terms and definitions associated with sexual identity, including those related to heterosexual and LGBT populations, in an effort to bring awareness, promote tolerance, and prevent bullying. See, they use the key words, prevent bullying. These are trigger words. These are words to get you on board. These are NLP programming. And this is right on this absolute bastardized Catholicism news, ABC News. You know, I'm beating my head on the wall, guys. I know a lot of you guys aren't going to agree with this. You're not going to recognize this because you're so indoctrinated. But if I keep mentioning it, maybe you'll start coming out of the indoctrination, coming to the terms that there's no such thing as a gay gene. There's no such thing as being born homosexual. There's no such thing as you are cursed for life, that you were born this way and that it's okay and it's acceptable. No, it's an abomination to God. And that's not just my opinion, that's fact. It is a blaspheming of God. And you wonder why you get AIDS. You wonder why you get the gonorrhea, syphilis, hepatitis. It's from unsafe sex. It's from immoral activities within our societies. Because you're programmed, you're indoctrinated. You've been indoctrinated that it's okay to be gay. You're indoctrinated that do what thou wilt. You are God mentality has been indoctrinated since grade school. And since you came to a Jesuit ran school. Public education is Jesuit controlled. But you look at the next line. Well, they give you the option to opt out. They don't warn you that the consequences of opting out means your child does not get the credits enough to graduate. They don't give you that. They don't tell you that your child's going to be lacking the very core credits needed to graduate because he avoided sex education. It's just like if you're like physically disabled, you can't participate in PE. You can't graduate high school if you don't have X amount of credits in physical education. It goes the same way. You cannot participate with it. You cannot graduate. You are bound by their orders. Okay, that was the greatest invention. You must have a high school diploma to get a job. That was their greatest. There's more intelligent people that don't have high school educations that can't even get a job because of that key thing that they put out there that you need a high school diploma to have certain jobs. So, this just goes back to the indoctrination again that we were talking about last night. if you read here, parents are can opt out of sexual health education program they so choose. Developed by the Chicago Public Schools Office of Student Health and Wellness last year, the policy was designed to align with the Chicago public school system with the standards in President Obama's national HIV/AIDS strategy. I love it when they do this. They're indoctrinating you by repetitive statements. If you notice, once it wasn't mentioned, then it was mentioned double. Now it's mentioned again double. So you see how they move these certain keywords and see key triggers. Now I want to show you something over here, and like I said, this is the American Bastardized Catholic News Channel. Layla Alcorn, transgender teens. You see that right there on the right there, guys. I can hover over it right there. See it? Reported suicide note makes dramatic appeal. You see that they're indoctrinating you that it's acceptable, but the fact is they committed suicide because they have been programmed that they are hopeless, helpless, and worthless by the very system that is programming them. They're watching videos about a strap on and everything else as kindergartners. Come on. Now look here. I'll go here. This is another one. You think I'm kidding that they're programming your children? Look at this. Michigan mom Jeanette Hall was stunned when she saw the assignment her daughter Brianna received in her 10th grade world history class on Islam. This here was, let's see, this is about Common Core. Let's go down here, top right news. Some of this stuff is ridiculous, so you got to be careful. I'm just trying to get a date for you guys. Yeah, you see, they indoctrinate you again. But if you see the italics, that's emphasis. They're trying to program you through emphaticals. This was October 2nd. We'll go up a little higher. Yeah. Then they got to create a pamphlet. But you see, this is exactly what I'm saying. If you look at the inferences, the assignment's rubric says Islam is a religion of peace and unity which promotes living in peace with Creator, with people, and with the environment. They use, if you look at how they quoted these things, this is exactly NLP. This is exactly their methodologies, their psychological programming that they're using. And that's why I tell people all the time, look for emphasis and inference. Okay? I think I've seen this guy before, and I think he's a fear porner. I'll find out. But I want to hear it myself, too. So we'll listen to this for a minute, and then we'll be done.
Can you hear me all right? Good. I'm going to put aside the microphone, if that's okay, and just talk to you this way. Well, thank you for letting me be here again. It's a great pleasure to be back in this part of the country. It's a good deal warmer here than in Wisconsin, and all that rain would be a lot of snow if I were back home, so it's nice to be here. I always like to begin these talks by giving you a quick overview of me and how I got involved, and then asking you a couple of questions as we begin. And so I got involved. I've been a university professor for about 22 years now.
Okay. I can't promote this guy right off the bat. Two things I've already noticed. He's using NLP 100%. Hand gestures, eye movement, verb structure in his words. I mean, it's that exposed. He says it's anti-Common Core when actually it's promoting it by what he's doing. Just so you guys know, you see these things, right? I want you to see Eric Shelton right here. I looked at it for just a second. Duke Pest is nothing but a liar and a fearmonger. Here's an actual document from Common Core tested exemplars for English language, arts, and literacy. Page 2 specifically states they expressly do not represent a partial or complete reading list. And even if they did, who would have a problem with students studying the Gettysburg Address or David McCulloch's 7? Read it for yourself on pages 4 through 13. This guy does nothing but sow disinformation and fear. Okay? That's right. I caught it right off the bat. And if you notice, he's a confirmed homosexual. And the way he talks, the way his hand gestures are, prove it. So, right there, I'm gonna smash that one right now and get rid of it. It's not what, it just shows you the fear porn I've been talking about. If we look at this Agenda 21, okay, let's look up in Agenda 21. I want to see it myself. So I'm going to go over here, but we're going to look at Agenda 21. Okay. It's a non-binding, voluntary, implemented action plan of the United Nations with regard to sustainable development. Okay. This is wealth distribution, which the papacy has wanted all along. It's distribution of wealth. Yeah, that's what I thought. But you see, they're using the indoctrinations to do so, to do it. They're using the indoctrination process to get you to look at this. That it's non-binding, it's voluntarily implemented action plan. Okay, that is the way they're tying all the nations together with NWO. The method is NWO, which is the old world order just redone. Put a new mask on it, but it's still the same order. It's still Jesuit controlled. Guys, I just want to show you about children. And a lot of people, when they share you links, you got to watch it because you're going past what you're supposed to be looking into, and they go off onto a deep tangent. And that's why I re-recorded this so you guys could see it. This is the mess that we're going through. We already know that ABC is a Jesuit-ran media outlet. So you guys see that? God bless you guys. This is Pastor George. Have a great day.